Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is the follow-up edition to What the Fuck Brain. Sat with myself a lot since I did that video, and I've watched that video a couple times and shared it with some people who are close to me, and just really reflected on what's going on there. And I want to start by apologizing to my brain, because unfortunately my brain is just doing what it's been asked to do. I am uncomfortable in my own skin and my own experience, and because of that, my brain is being signaled that there's a problem, and so it's constantly looking for a solution. Well, unfortunately for me and a lot of us, my brain has always been signaled that there is a huge problem and that we are in fact getting ready to be eaten by dinosaurs. And some of this stems from childhood trauma, some of this stems from not trusting myself as an adult, some of it stems from lack of emotional maturity, some of it stems from just avoidance, procrastination, so many things. There's so many factors that feed into it. And I want to pinpoint and bring everything together and do all of these big things that are going to make it work out. And so brain is always trying to make those things happen. And then I get mad when I get overstimulated or overwhelmed or scattered or unfocused or exhausted. And I don't understand why I'm not getting to where I want to go. And the truth of the matter is I lack discipline, consistency, and focus. Those are the things that are going to teach the brain to act differently. These things require maturity. They require awareness. They require things that are uncomfortable, things that cause you to question the way that you've been doing things previously, to question the structure of your experience and why you've created that experience. And so what I am having to take accountability for is the fact that the fact that I want to tell my brain that I don't have the answers, so that we keep seeking new solutions, because I don't like the answers. They make me uncomfortable. So, as always, I am the creator of my experience. I am the reason that my brain goes off kilter looking for answers constantly, because I don't want to admit that I have the answers. I want to keep seeking the answers so that I don't have to do the things that make me uncomfortable. But in avoiding taking responsibility for knowing the answers, I am creating all this havoc for myself. And it's not easy to sit with that and to actually focus the thoughts on what needs to be done and then apply that logic to actually doing it. And I think almost everybody can relate to what I'm saying here. It's like we know the meditation is going to be a good thing, and yet we don't meditate. Or we know that journaling or reflecting or whatever the tool is works, and we don't use it. And it's not for any other reason, then it's because the tool works. And the tool brings up the discomfort. And the discomfort is what we're avoiding. And so then we could tell the brain, that's not working for me. I have this problem. And the brain and goes, okay, well, let me find another solution. And you just keep coming back to the same solutions, but you don't like them. And so there's just this endless pattern of non-decision that really is a decision in itself. The unfortunate thing about this indecision is that it causes resistance, stagnance, confusion, overwhelm. It causes us to go and get in other people's business, cause unnecessary suffering for ourselves, for them. It causes a lot of problems. And so the question I pose for all of us today, myself mostly, is, what are you willing to do about that? Stop blaming your brain. Stop blaming society. Stop blaming your childhood. Stop blaming your trauma, and instead meet yourself where you are. Be honest with yourself. Notice when you're falling into those old habits of looking for an answer that you already have, of avoiding discomfort, of procrastinating, of not using the tools because the tools lead to the thing that you don't want to do. Why don't you want to do the thing? What is your belief around that? That's your work. The work is always turning it around and saying, okay, what's happening with me and why? And what do I want to do with it? What can I do with it right now? And sometimes the answer is going to be, I need to shift all these things. And sometimes the answer is, I need to become aware that I need to shift all these things. And then I need to take my time and figure out how to shift the things. And I need to be present with myself as I shift these things so that I'm aware of why I'm shifting them and why it's important, so that I won't easily fall back into these habits. It's a practice, it's a presence, it's an accountability, it's an honesty, it's an authenticity, it's a process, it's school, it's earth school, it's accepting that every day is full of lessons and rewards, responsibilities, and failures that are going to lead to more lessons, that are going to lead to greater freedom, that is going to lead to more responsibility. And it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of why we're here. And it's in accepting this process that life really begins. It's not in figuring it out. It's in figuring out that it can be figured out. And that accepting that it's going to happen with time, with patience, with experience. That's a level of maturity that not everybody reaches. Not everybody wants to. Not everybody can. And it's staying in your own lane and accepting that not everybody's on your journey. Not everybody wants to see or understand. Not everybody wants to be better or do better. Not everybody came to do what you came to do. You can hold an example. You can give them an opportunity to see someone who is doing the things that you're doing and how you're doing them, and decide whether they want to do that or not. That's all we can do. And along with that, we can enjoy the simple things. We can create connections that fulfill us. We can learn more and more. We can expand. We can appreciate the fullness of this experience. We can be okay with whatever life brings us because we know that we are resilient. We know that we are going to align with the answers that are going to best create the next experience. We know that we are going to show up for ourselves. And that's really the level of security and safety and stability we've been searching for. Can I trust that I'm going to show up for myself in those moments where no one else is able to, because no one understands what I need right now the way that I do? It goes back to the last video's final reflection and advice. Be your own best friend. Be present with yourself in every moment, because you've got that guarantee. You're always going to be with you. Always. So how do you stop abandoning yourself and start really showing up? How do you give yourself permission to be in charge of the life that you're experiencing? Part of it is being willing to take accountability when things don't go right. It's okay when things don't go right. It's okay when we make mistakes. It's okay when we hurt people. If we're willing to take accountability, if we're willing to say, I fucked up, and to forgive ourselves, and to learn, oh, I fucked up because I wasn't listening. I fucked up because I was impulsive. How can I not do that again? How can I not over-explain myself to that person and instead just take accountability and move forward? And maybe they don't forgive us ever. Can we accept that and be okay with it and know that there was something for us to learn there as well, and something for them to learn? None of this is easy. None of this is exactly as we would want it to be. Can we accept that and begin to use what it is to be the best versions of ourselves possible? Acceptance is key, and really defining that for ourselves. Acceptance doesn't mean just letting everything run us over and creating our own experience doesn't mean running everything else over. There's a happy medium, and I think we're all doing our best to find it. It's very uncomfortable getting there. We've lived a long time in the extremes, and admitting the mistakes that we made by doing that is a big part of finding the balance again. Pulling the lessons that we needed to find in the light. Pulling the lessons that we needed to find in the shadow. And finding a place of what I've been calling shade. Knowing that it's necessary sometimes to run out into the light. Can you wear your sunglasses? And sometimes it's necessary to venture into the darkness. Can you bring a flashlight? And can you trust yourself to remember to find your way back to the middle, where you can see the lessons more clearly, where you can bring them into alignment with the rest of your experience? It's not easy work, but it's worth it. And if we can learn to do the work and laugh along the way and find the joy and even find the value in the sadness. I think that's the key too, finding the value in all things. All things are valuable. What is the value in this for me? Another big focus that I've been shifting toward is this life affirming or is this life depleting? You know, am I focused on something that is reaffirming my life and the experience that I wish to create for myself and those who connect with me? Or is this depleting? Because if I am allowing myself to be depleted, then anything I connect with is also going to be depleted. And that's not the type of energy that I want to share with the world. It's not what I wish to share. It's not what I came here to do. So, where am I not meeting myself fully so that I'm able to express myself in a way that fulfills me? Lots of questions. And I think instead of running around trying to find the answers, it's noticing that the answers are in us and letting them unravel as we do the simple things. You know, sometimes taking a walk helps us find the answers, sometimes shooting a YouTube video, sometimes journaling, sometimes taking a nice hot shower or having a massage, and sometimes getting our ass kicked helps us find the answers. You know, making the wrong choice, spending the money where you shouldn't have, saying that thing that you shouldn't have said, letting that person back in that you knew was not going to live up to the level of connection you're looking for. You know, there's value. And when we don't hide from that because we're afraid of being uncomfortable, that's when we really empower ourselves to fully embody and fully experience. And that changes everything. And I think it's that change and that shift that we're itching for. And so I leave you with this question. Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to refocus the energy? Are you willing to admit the mistakes and forgive yourself? Are you willing to give yourself permission to make more mistakes and trust that you will see them and use them differently? Are you willing? Are you ready? I am, and I hope that you will find your way to ready as well. And my ready is not that I'm standing at the start line and I'm waiting for him to shoot the gun. My ready is realizing that I need to prepare for that moment, and that I need to know that that moment's coming, and I need to decide when that moment is, and I need to be ready when that moment gets here. And until then, I need to be really present on how I'm preparing myself for that starting line, and when that timing is going to be happening. And maybe I don't know that I'm going to be at the start line at 5 p.m. on X date and that the gun's going to go off at 5:05. But I'm also preparing myself to be open to the flexibility of that as well, of not necessarily having to know exactly when, and trusting that I'm going to be ready when the time comes. Meeting ourselves where we are in those crazy times, in the uncomfortable times, giving ourselves the space we need to get back to a centered place where we can see it all and make good choices, use discernment, not beat ourselves up, accept the challenges, and meet ourselves. I repeat myself over and over again because I need to understand it. I need to hear it. I need to let it settle in. I need to spend time with it. Give it grace. Give myself grace. Let it transition in. I hope that this is helpful to you. I plan on continuing to sort of just let myself journey on here as I do. And it's so funny because I've wanted this to be something particular for so long. And as I'm accepting that it will be what it is, it's becoming exactly what I've wanted it to be. And I thank those who follow me, and I thank those who are doing their work. And I hope that you can see that I am relearning some of the things that we have learned together, and I'm applying them in new and different ways. And I hope that you're able to accept that for yourself as well. There are no gurus. There are no pedestals. There are simply human beings on a journey, and we are all walking each other home. And sometimes I can help you, and sometimes you have come to help me. And that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. I look forward to next time. Namaste.